Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be discussing the characters and the roles of each character in the play Our Husband Has Gone Mad Again. In our previous lessons, we discussed the plot of the play and how the play protests against patriarchy and political corruption. Please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so that you get notified when the video on the major themes in the play is uploaded. We are going to start with the character of Rahman Lejoka-Brown. His full name in the play is Rahman Taslim Lejoka-Brown, and he is a retired army major. It's a good picture of political disillusionment. Rahman is the comic hero of the play, invested with greed, strictness, rigidity, which pictures the political landscape of Nigeria and Africa in the post-independence era up to this 21st century. So, Rahman Lejoka is a very autocratic and chauvinistic protagonist in the play. Lejoka-Brown represents those politicians of then who can still be found now in the current political context in Nigeria and also in the play. So he is gruff, grotesque, and corrupt, and has all the negative attributes of politicians of a corrupt political regime. He is very indiscreet, very arrogant, and has no regard for women. No wonder the women unanimously put him out of the office as their party leader. And Lejoka-Brown is not an intellectual personality or character, but a military man with antagonistic mentality who sees politics as a do or die affair. And he also ventures on, one can say that he is so patriarchal in his behavior, not regarding the role of women in his life. So there is no doubt that Lejoka-Brown has no program or manifesto for the people when he indulges into politics, but only engages in politics for his selfish reasons. All he does is for material and personal gains. And he does not marry Sikira, who is his second wife, because he loves her, but because he hoped to gain more vote from the women. And that was why he married the second wife. Then it is a shame that Lejoka-Brown, a man with a very poor communication skill, is lording himself over other people, including Liza, his wife, a qualified medical doctor. So this is a sheer bastardization of democracy. And over the years, I have seen retired and military officers whose educational qualification is questionable, aspiring to lead Nigeria and African nations. And like many other military officers meddling into African politics, all Lejoka-Brown can boast of is his experience in the war in Congo. I don't think that Lejoka-Brown has any academic qualification. It is not mentioned in the play at all. And by blatant act of coercion and the money he has made from the cocoa business he inherited from his father, he is now a rich man who exploits other people to feed his ignorant ego. And his ego, not only in the area of politics, but even in the area of treatment of people as a military officer. And up to date in the Nigerian political atmosphere, retired military officers are still vying for power. In fact, the current president of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari is a former military officer. And also former President President Obasanjo was also a former military officer. So most of the former military officers in Nigeria venture into politics. And the playwright Ola Rotimi captures the obsession of former military officers with politics and with a kind of autocratic democracy, if there is anything like that. So Rahman is not a good man, and he regretted leaving his cocoa business for politics, because at the end he did not gain anything from the politics, and he has no manifesto for the people. And that was the major reason why even the ticket of the party, Liberation Party, he could not get. And then at the end, he regretted even being part of politics at all. But what prompted him to go into politics? Personal gain, greed, corruption. He wanted to be living large, like some of his colleagues who are former military officers that are living as president, as governors, as maybe other political offices that they have occupied, and they live large, go around with sirens and entourage. And Lejoka-Brown wants to be living such kind of life. But at the end, he could not succeed. Despite his corrupt activities, he did not succeed in getting the party's, the Liberation Party's ticket. Another character in the play is Liza. Liza is a qualified medical doctor who studied in the United States. He married Lejoka-Brown in Congo and is no doubt the architect of the family conflict in the play. So after Liza studies in the USA, she returns to Nigeria unannounced and discovered that she is not the only woman in the life of Lejoka-Brown, her husband. As she cannot tolerate polygamy, she begins to foment trouble. In order to attack polygamy and make room for herself, she begins to give Sikira, who is one of the wives of Lejoka-Brown, provoking ideas about what she calls women liberation, or women lib as she used to call it, while she advises Mama Rashida to expand and focus more on her business. Not quite long after that, she is able to sweet talk Liza into joining partisan politics. And Mama Rashida leave for the village to expand her chicken business. And it was, at the end of the play, it was only Liza that have Lejoka-Brown all to herself, because she does not want any form of polygamy. And Liza is a prominent woman character. She is complex and very intelligent. She actually loves Lejoka-Brown, but she is not contented with his political obsessions. She is crafty in manner, and we can also say that Liza is a typical Western woman. She is not ready to play the second fiddle in the life of Lejoka-Brown, and her education gives her an edge over her rivals. Her marriage to Lejoka-Brown in the first place shows that she has gone past the infertile attitude of racial and cultural segregation. So Liza is the catalyst for women political emancipation in the play. Unlike her rival wife, who can barely read and write, Liza is well educated and well exposed, and at the same time, Liza was the architect of the conflict in the play, especially the family conflict, because when she returned from the United States, she wanted to have her husband to herself alone. And she fomented trouble, ensuring that Sikira leaves the husband's house, and Sikira followed by Mama Rashida, who also leaves and concentrates more on her business rather than engaging in any kind of trouble with Liza. Another character is Mama Rashida. Mama Rashida is the first senior wife of Lejoka-Brown, whom he inherited from his late brother. When his brother died, Lejoka-Brown was asked to marry the wife of the brother. It is a tradition in Nigeria, especially in the western part of Nigeria and the Yoruba race, where when another brother dies, the younger brother is asked to marry the wife so that the wife will remain in the family. So, and Rashida plays the role of a very traditional African wife who is submissive, patient, and humble. Because of her very little or no education, Mama Rashida does not aspire to change her status. As a senior wife, she acts as the mother or patron of the younger wives. She sees nothing wrong with polygamy, and for this reason, she does not seem to complain in any way. She even goes a step further to receive Liza with open arms, despite the fact that Liza is her rival wife. Mama Rashida could be said to be a contradiction to the aspiration of modern African women who attempt to liberate women from what they see as exploitative grips of patriarchy. Mama Rashida is submissive and accepts her role as fate, that is, being a submissive wife to a man. Unlike Liza, she did not contest or content her role. She embraces polygamy. But you see, in the play, Liza does not want any kind of polygamy and even does not embrace patriarchy. Liza believes that she and the husband are partners and friends, unlike Mama Rashida, who believes that, okay, the husband is the head of the house and her role is to be submissive to the husband and do what the husband wants her to do. So you can see the difference between Liza and Mama Rashida. Mama Rashida is a conventional African woman. Liza is a westernized, educated woman. Then another character in the play is Sikira. Sikira is a young, amiable daughter of Madam Ajamku. Madam Ajamku is the leader of the Market Women Union and the second wife to the leader of the Market Union, and Sikira is the second wife to Lejoka-Brown. And Lejoka-Brown married, Sikira is the third wife of Lejoka-Brown. And Lejoka-Brown married Sikira for just one purpose, to get the vote of the market women. Not that Lejoka-Brown loves Sikira. He married her for political reason, that is, to get the vote of the women. So Lejoka-Brown married her to woo the vote of the market women. So because of her age, Brown could successfully make Liza believe that Sikira is a maid, because Sikira is a young lady. But we all know that she's not a maid. And later, even Liza discovered that Sikira is not a maid, rather a wife of Lejoka-Brown. So as a character, Sikira is a symbol of impressionism. Unlike Mama Rashida, Sikira is an inquisitive and dynamic character who is ready to learn, although she must have thought that the presence of her rival, Liza, will make her subservient to her. She soon begins to develop a liking for her. When she begins to learn from her, Liza finally becomes a tool for Sikira's social consciousness and political socialization. As the play ends, Sikira outshines her gruff husband by becoming the sole candidate of the National Liberation Party for the upcoming election. And the husband, Lejoka-Brown, even regretted that he was not able to get the ticket. Rather, it was his wife, Sikira, that got it. Note that the purpose of marrying Sikira was to get the vote, because Lejoka-Brown believes that he is going to get the ticket of the National Liberation Party. And marrying Sikira, whose mother is a market woman leader, will make him to have more vote. But as the tide turned, Sikira became the candidate instead of Lejoka-Brown. Another character is Polycarp. Polycarp is a domestic help in the household of Lejoka-Brown. Although an illiterate, he is very faithful to his status and his master. And as a servant, he is not well developed throughout the play compared to other characters like Lejoka-Brown and Liza. Polycarp is a foolish, imbecile literate who is not intelligent enough to discern things. For this reason, he is associated with poor communication skills and represent the common people in the society with very low level of intelligence, who cannot in any way contribute to nation building. So on the other side of the scale, Polycarp represents the exploited and the oppressed proletariat in the Marxist ideology, if we bring this play to the lens of Marxism. Those who are oppressed, subjugated, exploited by their employers. Polycarp is one of such people. And he was a very faithful house help, never cheated on the or steal from the master. Then another character in the play is Alhaji Mustafa. Alhaji Mustafa is an elderly neighbor of Lejoka-Brown. Although not much is heard from him, he is no doubt a good neighbor. We only see him in action when he returns the gun he borrowed from Lejoka-Brown to quell the madness of the soldiers who had come to burn down his house. This shows that he too must have been trained in the martial art. He has a significant military training and knowledge. And he was able to defend his house from being set on fire. Another character is Musa Osage. Musa Osage is a member of the National Liberation Party. Although not very much is heard from him throughout the play, he is no doubt a faithful member of his party. His bold denouncement of Lejoka-Brown wins him applause from his party member, and several of the party members began to like Musa Osage and trust him to be one of the loyalists of the National Liberation Party. There are other characters in the play, and we are going to be discussing them in subsequent lectures. Ensure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that you get notified when the video on other characters and the major themes in the play are uploaded. Thank you. Have a good